Hey friends, this is Bobby Shanks with Shanks Realty Group.
And Donna Mitchell with Guaranteed Rate Mortgage.
And this is another episode of Kitchen Talk. So where we left off last week was everybody has been going crazy about Top Gun.
Maverick.
And we agreed that we would each go see it.
Yes.
And so you went sometime last week and I went yesterday.
Okay. So good.
It was
amazing.
Amazing.
So
I have a question.
Well done. Yeah.
If you saw the sequel, not to make it all serious out of the box here, but
yeah,
one of the reasons why this sequel was so impactful, in my opinion, is because Top Gun started a new genre of cinema by itself when it first came out, because there were so many other, Air Force or airplane movies that came out after that.
Yeah.
And in and of itself was so unique. So here's a question.
Okay.
If you had seen the sequel right after you saw I guess you would call this a sequel.
Yeah.
If you had seen the second Top Gun right after you'd seen the first Top Gun back then, what would you think about the sequel? How long has it been?
A really long time.
30 years?
35 years
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
So I don't know how I could answer that. Like if I had seen them back to back.
Well, it's almost rhetorical, but because it makes you think,
Part of the coolness of seeing it is that so much time has gone by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The nostalgic.
So it was very nostalgic. There were so many great references, a much more mature presentation.
Yes, very much.
Right.
More serious.
Yeah, more serious.
Not
But
as
also,
cheesy.
Yeah, not as cheesy, but like even Maverick's character, they matured him and didn't mature him in the right areas, right? So he still had his fun, kind of, doesn't follow the rules kind of guy.
Right.
But then he was also more emotional and feeling, and you could tell that maturity was very different in his character.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So Hangman
Yes.
was like the new Ice.
Kind of. Yes. Yeah.
But Hangman actually reminded me more of Maverick in the original Top Gun. But it was like, okay, was he supposed to be the new Ice?
Or was he supposed to be
like
the new
Maverick 2.0?
Yeah. I think he was more icy. And the ice and Ice's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Tell me what you think of Rooster, Goose's son.
It was cool. They did it really well.
They did
it really well. Like if anybody didn't get goosebumps when he got in the cockpit and said, "Talk to me, Dad."
Oh.
Right? Like that was yes. And there were so many.
That was a heart thumper.
There were so many great throwbacks that were well done. So well done. Not like the exact kind of duplicate, like some sequels just don't do it well.
Yep.
It was really well done. But that one was like when he said, "Talk to me, Dad." Oh, like you're just like, oh my God. Like that was emotional. It was an emotional movie.
Yeah.
It was an emotional movie.
So I'm going to make a big statement. And I'm not like a major Tom Cruise fan, but I'm pretty sure I've seen every single Tom Cruise movie. All of the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
All the way back to his very first film, which was a
Risky Business.
There was one before that.
What was the one before that?
It was a fantasy movie. Good versus evil.
Oh, I think I know that one. I'm just picturing him in the shirt with the where he slides in.
So I think now this is a big statement, and don't throw Rotten Tomatoes at me, but to me, Tom Cruise's career, Risky Business aside, okay,
that made him a heartthrob,
is going to bookends with Top Gun 1, Top Gun 2. And everything else in the middle doesn't matter, and anything he does after this also won't matter.
There's another Mission Impossible coming out.
I know.
Though. You don't think so?
This month, right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't watch TV. I haven't. Did I tell you kind of my funny story about the show? I don't know if I told you this.
What?
All right. I'll share this. Like, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Okay. So
should you whisper it in my ear first to see if it's television appropriate?
I haven't been to a movie in a super long time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I have not been to a movie in a super long time. So anyway, but one thing I did remember is it's always cold, right? So I had like a cute little tank top on because I was on a date.
Oh, you did tell me this story.
And so I had a sweater. I brought a sweater.
Okay, you got to tell people this.
Yeah, I brought a sweater because it's always cold in the movie theater. That's one thing I did remember is like it's always cold in the movie theater. So we're sitting there and like this whole movie, I'm just like sweating. I am so hot, and I'm like, I'm literally like, man, being a female in your 50s sucks, right? I'm like, I'm having hot flashes.
Why is that, Donna?
Yeah, exactly. Like hot flashes. I'm like, I don't believe this, right? And I'm just like, I'm like hot the entire time. I mean, like almost even sweating, and I'm like, ugh. So anyway, as we're getting ready to leave, I go to pick up my sweater, and my date, who's adorable by the way, he's like, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't put your sweater on. And I was like, it was so hot, and he puts his hand down on my seat, and he's like, your seat heater was on. I didn't know there were seat heaters. I had no idea there were seat heaters. I didn't turn it on intentionally, but evidently my seat heater was on the entire time, and I'm sitting there sweating, and I'm dying. So,
tragic.
Yes, it was so embarrassing.
That is
like,
so
oh my
funny.
God.
You know what? You can't be the only one that has ever done that.
Yeah. It's so embarrassing. Anyway.
But when I know when my seat heater's on by accident because I just can't take it.
Yeah.
I have to be like cool and have.
I didn't know it was a thing. I had no idea movie theaters had seat heaters.
Which one did you go to? Ronnie's?
Yeah, we went to Ronnie's. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so so here's.
Wait, is that why you had us wear camo today, like the military Top Gun?
Oh, thing? No. Well, it's dual purpose. One is Top Gun, but we're going to come back to the other one here in just a second.
Okay.
Here's one last thing.
Okay.
Do you think? Oh, I could just go on and on about this movie.
It was so good.
And Tom Cruise and the characters, like
yes.
I'm totally into it. It absolutely will be the best movie of 2022.
Yes.
Did you hear? Okay, see, my mind's just going 100 miles an hour. Is it true that this movie was actually completed in 2019?
Oh, I don't know.
Ian, do you know? Was it actually completed in 2019 and they held it because of COVID, which I have to say, smart.
Not a bad idea, but I don't know.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So Val Kilmer, A+, and I'm sad for him.
Yeah.
The other characters, Charlie, who is not the same Charlie as before. She runs the bar now. Penny now. Yep.
That was Penny.
There was something else. All right, well, we'll just move on. If you haven't seen the new Top Gun,
go see it. Totally worth it.
Worth it.
5 thumbs up.
Like if you haven't been to the movie since before COVID, even if you're not a movie goer, this is the one to splurge on.
Yes.
Go to the IMAX at Ronnie's Plaza or a theater near you.
We did the IMAX, yeah.
And go by yourself, take a friend, take your kids, take a date,
totally
take a spouse.
Yeah.
And, but don't take a date if you're married.
Don't take a date.
That would be weird.
That would be weird. Okay, so this is kind of funny, right? You asked me to wear camo today.
Let's talk about camo.
All right, so hold on. First of all, you're like, do you have a camo shirt? And I'm like, hello, I'm like a girl in Jeffco. I'm like, do you want me to wear the gray and white camo, my black, white, and gray camo, my black and gray camo,
pink
my traditional camo? Yes, my pink camo. I was like, do I have a camo shirt?
Oh, do you mean is this for deer season or turkey? Like what pattern should I wear? Should I go?
They're all workout clothes. None of it's actually hunting clothes. But I have camo. Okay, so why am I wearing camo?
All right, so here's sort of our little theme for the day.
Okay.
I have myself.
Yes.
And many of my clients who are both selling and buying or just buying. And this is a market where you have got to be a hunter.
Hunting season.
This is hunting season. If you're a realtor or you are someone looking to buy real estate, home or other, you can't just wait for your saved alerts to come on.
That's true.
You have
to be an active hunter.
You have to be active. This isn't set in a tree stand and wait for it to come to you season.
Okay.
This is.
Now I know why I'm wearing it. I should have.
Oh my gosh.
I should have painted my face.
I actually thought about doing
the stripes,
but I was in my basement before I got here to find some of my camo, but I totally forgot to get it out of my little paint box. I actually have a paint box for hunting.
That would have been kind of funny.
So adding to this story, my personal reflection is I made an offer Oh, I sold my house.
You're under contract.
It's under I should say it's under contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put a contract on a house last week or the week before, I can't remember. And it was not accepted. And I've got to tell you,
yeah.
Like, look, if you're looking for a realtor that's relatable right now, you know, over and beyond the fact that I've done hundreds of home sales through, 16 years, but you're looking for someone who's relatable, you and me both, because you bought last year.
I did.
And I'm buying this year.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that sinking feeling, like when another real estate agent feels so bad for you, they don't even call you or text, they email you.
Oh.
And they're like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. And
I know.
Especially when you're on the clock. Because like I have a close date now for my current home.
Like many of our customers. I know.
But good news is I got an accepted offer on a property about an hour ago.
Yay.
And I had to negotiate that.
Yeah.
It was multiple offers.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely paid more than list price.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest.
Do you feel like you paid less than you would have paid last summer?
No.
Okay.
Probably the same.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the same. The only difference between
seeing so much
I will say, so you make a valid point.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is this year I was up against 4 other offers. This time last year I probably would have been up against
20.
Well, I was going to say 6 other offers.
Oh, I bet more than that.
Yeah. Well, this property's kind of unique. It's not really mainstream that everybody's going after. Like that's a 250 to 350 house. That's 1,600 to 3,000 square feet. This house is just very not mainstream.
I hear ya.
And just like it's soon to be new owner, not mainstream. So I will tell you, okay, just from personal experience, and I do this for my clients as well, but it's under a new microscope for me.
Yeah.
I would set at my computer, my iPad, or my iPhone 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Hitting refresh on my saved search in the MLS. I mean,
it's stressful. It's work.
Oh.
Yeah.
And and you can't see, but my daughter's over here off camera. Let me just tell people.
Yeah.
There were 8 houses for the specific area that I needed to have, which was Seckman Middle School, because my little angel over there, who's all embarrassed that I'm talking about her, is going into Seckman Middle.
Yeah.
And out of those 8 choices,
mm-hmm.
2 of them were not Seckman Middle. They were listed wrong. The agents that had them listed, so this is a valuable lesson to people, to consumers and to agents.
Yeah.
If you don't know for sure that your house is in a certain elementary, junior high, or high school, you better call the bus barn. You better call transportation. Find out. Because 2 of these houses weren't even in the right junior high, elementary or junior high school.
Yeah, and that's a big deal.
So 8 became 6. Out of those 6, 2 of them were in such bad shape, like they were just not even viable options. So that left 3.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 were just not like to buy one of those 2 houses wouldn't make any sense because they were very comparable to the house that I'm in.
Gotcha.
I want to downsize.
Right.
Which literally meant in the last week,
you had one choice.
One choice.
Yeah.
And like, look, I'll be honest.
Welcome to buying a house in 2022.
I have a close date in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
On my current house. If this house didn't work, I was out of time. I was going to go start shopping for a camper.
I have people doing that.
I was dead serious.
I know. You had talked about that.
I was going to buy a camper and park it at an RV park somewhere nearby here. And
until something came up.
What
are you going to do? I know.
People may think I'm crazy. Like, how could you do that? Or your kid? And I'm like, well, I'm adaptable and I'm a solution.
Sell when values are high, wait it out, and buy when values are low.
Possibly. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It does. It's just stressful. I know.
So that's what's going on with me.
Yeah.
And now it's all the typical. I've got to keep my house clean. I have to pack at the same time, get ready to move, get my mover.
Inspections, appraisals, blah, 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 blah.
Oh my gosh. And then meanwhile, still be a parent, still try to go to the gym.
Run a business.
Well, let me put this in perspective, just some personal perspective. It's kind of a selfish, one-sided conversation today, but I haven't been to the gym for a month.
I go enough for both of us.
I haven't not been to the gym that long.
Gosh.
In at least a decade.
I was going to say it's been
probably longer.
It's probably been,
Like for me to miss the gym.
As long as I've known you. So I mean, it's probably been more than 15 years.
It actually has probably been since I was like 30.
Yeah.
For me to miss the gym a week, you don't want to be around me.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going to go to the gym. Yeah. When you get that way, I'm like, go work out. Call me later. Like, I know.
So, anyways, happy summer. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful week.
It is.
It's definitely winery season. That's awesome.
I don't drink, but
wineries
are so beautiful to go to. I like the scenery. Yeah.
And
I could eat cheese and crackers all day. Right?
You know what? We're very fortunate right here that we do have good wineries.
We have so many.
Without having to go all the way to Defiance.
Can I give a shout out to
Yes, Wild Sun.
I love Wild Sun. Ed and Lori that own Wild Sun, like they're amazing people. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful grounds. It's so close, being right there in Hillsboro.
And we do our VIP events there.
Yes, we do our VIP event there. They support our local realtor organizations and charities, and they're good people, and they run a good business, and support them all day long.
Yeah. So that is a wrap for today's Kitchen Talk. Short and sweet.
Just like me.
And just like you.
I use that often.
I bet you do.
I know, right?
Top Gun, must see. Go check it out. Take a friend, take a date, take a kid. You know what? Make your kids watch the first one.
And then take them to the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be like. Sierra, have you ever seen the first Top Gun? I think she did watch it with me like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Love you guys. Have a great summer. We'll see you again next week. Mwah.
Peace.